Hello, Mark Maxey. I wanted to take a minute to talk about crises. A lot of people in life are really afraid of crises. Nobody likes it when a crisis comes around. Crises are painful and difficult to get through. But I want to try to convince you that crises are awesome, that you should look forward to crisis. Now, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, so let me give you a couple examples from my life. When I was in my 20s, I started going to a Hispanic church, and through that time, I felt a lot of growth and I made a lot of mistakes. But when that time was done, I was asked to come back into our normal church, and I started going through a long period, and I'm still, frankly, going through it, of times when I'm really wondering about what church is all about. I just couldn't imagine going back into a service where I sat there and heard the same songs and listened to the same sermons and went through the same motions over and over and over again. I lost the point of it when I was able to, before, be able to reach out and do real ministry with people and being really involved in people's lives. Once I was able to taste the real thing, I really didn't want to go back to the thing that where I was strictly a consumer of services. Later on, I went to Nicaragua, and when I was there, I was able to see a lot of people that I hadn't even met before or didn't know lived that way. I contrasted them to my life, and I found that I lived in a way that was so very different from them, but yet there was so much that I learned from them. In both of these cases, there was a crisis in my life where I started feeling lost. I felt like I didn't know what to do or where to go. There are times in my life where we lost a daughter when just after she was born. She passed away 2 hours later. Obviously, that was a great time of crisis and difficulty in my life. But when I look back on all of these things and so many more things in my life, every time I felt perplexed, every time I felt confused or disoriented, I'm pretty convinced that God is working in me in these circumstances. When you look on the other side of the crisis, I think crisis is simply an opportunity for transformation to occur. It's an opportunity for something better to come out on the other side than what existed before. So when you are in your life and going through crisis, but especially as disciple makers, when we're looking for opportunities to be in people's lives, crises are the things that I look forward to the most, because I know that crises are usually the only times in our lives when we are malleable, where our hearts are soft enough to be changed by God. And for me, that's why I really recommend for you to take advantage of crises.